If you ever need to play back, that is on YouTube. The Lord said He's healing hearts. If you give Him the pain that you have, He can keep it from destroying you. The enemy's desire for you is to never fulfill the goal that God has put in you. And you can't let those things that happen in your childhood, the infancy of your life, and all of these things deter you away from the things of God. He don't want to stop you for a lifetime. Hear me, hear me. He doesn't want to stop you for a lifetime. The enemy's desire is only to stop you for a moment. He wants to stop you at critical moments. He wants to stop you at critical landmarks. But today, God is going to heal you. And not only that, He said, you're going to see me wash away the residue of the hurt and the pain and the anguish. Some of it has caused you to not even step out to do what He called you to do because you were distraught before. And it didn't shake your faith in God, it shook your faith in you and the ability of God in you. But this is the time when God is awakening even those things that you thought that would be no more. That time has passed. And the Lord said, I'm blowing a cold wind in your life to combat the heat that's been forced against you. You get ready to see God move for you in a way that you've never seen Him before. And it's going to take you to that place that He's desired of you to go. He said, don't you know that your plans and my plans for your success are the same thing? He said, don't you know that your plan for success and His plan for you to prosper are the same thing? Sometimes we can be scared to step out on faith. For some, hey, faith in God, we can be scared to step out in faith for something that God has already placed inside of you. I hear the Lord said in this season, let faith be your footsteps. Let faith be your footsteps. Mm. There will never be a time again where you would look and see the same things you see. You're getting ready to leap. You're not just getting ready to walk, you get ready to leap. And God is getting ready to make this happen. If you look at the title of this live today, the title of the live is Tailored Win. Tailored Win. And what happens is we judge our wins based upon someone else's. We judge our wins based upon someone else's accomplishment or something like that. And God has given us our own lane of victory. The problem is you won't step up to your lane. He said the only problem is you won't step out into your lane. Your destiny is in your lane. The desire of fulfillment is in your lane. Hey, T Angel Designs. God is trying to put you in a place where nothing stops you ever again. The Lord is saying, I need you to be my authority in the earth. He don't need us, but he chose us. So the ones that he chose, he needs to use. Make yourself available for the master's use. Make yourself available for the master's use. The Lord said, I'm destroying all demonic forces against you, and I'm clearing your way. Prepare for takeoff. Prepare for takeoff. The Lord said, I'm getting ready to show myself in a way that you haven't seen too many times in your life. When you'll look and you'll see manifestation. When you'll look and you'll see his glory. When you'll look and you'll see his power. Ah, and he said, if you abide in me, if you abide in me, I'll open the heavens to you. in the ways earth has never seen. They're trying to recreate God. He said, I'm trying to show you that I am. So while they're trying to recreate him, he's trying to show you that he is. There shall be a revival in these days, where the young and the old shall come together and worship the Lord. When the father comes home, the mother comes back. The wayward son and daughter come back to crying and calling on the name of the Lord. For there shall yet be a revival in the land. I'm taking you to a place that you'll know it was me. I'm taking you to a place where you know I'm opening these doors. You won't have to doubt again in the season you're walking into. God is going to answer the very thoughts that you have like prayers. He's going to answer the very thoughts you have like prayers. You're going to have to begin to guard your thoughts in the Word of God. And he's shutting down the principalities that have been wrestling against you. He's shutting down principalities that's been working against you. He said, "This is getting ready to be a time when you see results for your tears. You're getting ready to see results for your tears." Jesus, Jesus. The Lord said, "Get ready to show you that you're my child." He said, "Believe me for the impossible." Not only believe me for the impossible, he said, "Make it challenging. Make it challenging." So he can show you just how much he wants you to reign in the earth. I'm dressing you in my oil. I'm dressing you in my raiment. My seal shall be on you, says God. But worship has to be a language. Worship has to be a language. It has to be a language. Believe it or not, I see people in worship and they're tying up monsters. And the worship that they're letting God is tormenting the monsters here. And the Lord said, some of you have seen it already and already know. He said, these are the demonic forces that were tormenting you. They're getting ready to watch you win in your worship. The Lord is healing the depressed mind today. He's healing the oppressed spirit today. For the earth shall yield to you authority. For the earth shall yield to you the authority that heaven has given you. You were made to win. You were dressed for victory. When you read the armor, what do you think that's about? It ain't for you. It's for the armor. The only offensive part of the armor is the sword. Everything else is for defense. Everything else is to keep you for impact. But the only guaranteed victory you'll have is when you swing that sword. Tell your neighbor, swing your sword. Tell your neighbor, swing your sword. I see you cutting through the wilderness. The Lord said He desires to meet with us. The Lord said He desires to meet with us. But in the way He desires to meet with us will only be in a place of worship. And the reason why the Lord has to do this is He has to distinguish people who can just come in with the praise. We can shout real good. We can foam at the mouth real good. We can roll the tongue real good and make it sound real good, spiritual and all the good stuff like that. We've done church too long. The Lord spoke to me yesterday. He said, "Stop giving seats to people who are not qualified to even sit there, because you got to understand there is a spirit ruling them. And once you give that person the seat, you also give that spirit a seat." I was going to post it yesterday because the Lord always gives me little things to post like that. And I was going to post it yesterday. But I didn't because I was too busy doing things that I was designing and doing other different things. But because usually I draw those things up and I post it. But when the Lord spoke that to me yesterday, I said, "God, why?" And he's saying, he said, because you're looking at the person. The person could be your closest friend, could be your family member, could be anything. But you're putting them in position and it's causing you the mission. How you know it's causing you the mission? Because you can't count on them for nothing. Every time you put something in their hand, they drop the ball. The Lord wants you to walk in the place for your life that is going to take you to the next. Tell your comment neighbor it's only up from here. Tell your neighbor it's only up from here. I've dealt with enough of down. I've dealt with enough of around. It is only up from here. You were made to win. Hey, Michaela, nothing about you can, nothing about you can lose. You were made to win. Your worship is going to tell the story, and they're going to know that you've been in the presence of God. God has marked them who are in His presence. And this is not the, and you will know, you know. This would be the time when the Lord even show you through a gift. The Lord is even showing you through a gift, through the person's gift. It's not ours. None of these gifts are ours. Prophecy, word of knowledge, word of wisdom, miracles, healing, none of it. None of it. It belongs to God. He puts it on us for the people. And people have been abused because of gifts. People have been abused because of positions and titles and things like that. God just wants a relationship. He just wants a relationship. He wants a willing vessel. The Bible tells us that we've been removed from the simplicity of the gospel. We've been removed from the simplicity of the gospel. Hey, Pastor Nikki. And because you've been removed from the simplicity of the gospel, it makes it hard for God to speak to you through the word. Not y'all talking about to the. You're gonna see these things. This is what I'm telling you. Watch out for. You got the people who have been removed from the simplicity of the gospel. They rely on their cliches. They rely on their teaching. They rely on these things because they don't have God's demonstration, so they have to distract you from. They rely on the gift because they don't have the demonstration of God. This is why we have to be in His presence. This is why we have to fast and pray. Because He loves us for who He called us to be. But how many just want to sit in His presence? That's always my prayer. God, sit me in your presence so long I look like you. Sit me in your presence so long that I talk like you. Sit me in your presence so long that when people see me, they don't see me, they see you in me. This is my prayer. And God is getting ready to show Himself for His children. I know you've spoken to everybody, your neighbor, and everything else like that, but I need you to raise your hand and speak to you and say, God is getting ready to show up for me. I know you don't minister to your neighbor. I know you're believing for your neighbor. I know, but God is getting ready to show up for me. God is getting ready to show up for me. God is getting ready to show up for me. I know you're believing for your children, but God is getting ready to show up for me. God is getting ready to show up for me. He's getting ready to show up for me. For me. He did it for your cousin. He did it for your mama. He did it for your pastor. He did it for the deacon. He did it for the elder. He did it for the usher. He did it for the prophet. He did it for the apostle. He did it for the people you sold it to. He did it for the people that did you wrong. All the other stuff like that. Yep. He did all that, but he's doing it for you. For you. For you. He said, "Trust me, you cried your last tear of hurt. You'll be looking like God that fast." Yes, just like that. Just like that. Oh, yeah, man. Sure. The Lord said, "There shall be a new wind that shall breathe in your midst, and breathe in your life, and you'll know your seasons change. Your seasons change. You are tailored to win. Mm. Listen to what the Lord just told me. He said, if you put your hand to it, I'll put my hand to it. You put your hand to it, he'll put his hand on it. Y'all better stop sleeping on you. You better stop sleeping on you. How can God make you the lender and not the borrower if you don't do nothing that's going to cause you to lend? How can you be above only and not beneath if you don't do anything that's going to put you above? You have to be doers of the word and not hearers only. And God is going to show you that He has it up just for you. Somebody tell God thank you. Get a little selfish with it. Say, God, thank you for thinking about me. Thank you for thinking about me. Thank you for thinking about me. If there's anybody here today who's not saved, maybe you sit on the outside and you get ready to scroll, please don't. Come into this life because you've been called. You've been called. Don't leave. You've been called. If you need to rededicate your life, you say, God, I gave my life to you, but life been life. But I feel you calling me back to the heart of worship. If that's you, you can put me in the comments. We're not going to judge you. We're going to leave you in the hands of God. I'm going to show you. Hallelujah. We're going to leave you in His hands so that you can see the goodness of the Lord in the land. If that's you, put me in the comments. We'll wait on you. This is the most important part of all of this. The most important part is that we win souls. It's not who preached the best, who can see the furthest. It's about who can lend their life to make sure that you can be lit for the Master's use so that souls could come to this kingdom. He who winneth souls is wise. Somebody need to tell God thank you because you just walked into a new era, not just a new season, but a new era. When I say you get ready to win, just put your hand to it. Just step out and do it. Just step out and do it. Just step out and do it. If you want to, it's not a requirement. I don't have no number. I don't have no specifications. I don't have any of that. But if you want to sow into this ministry, you can do so. Your cash app is there. I'm not gonna leave it there long because this is a part of my walk that is I'm challenged with every time. So if you want to sow into this ministry, this is great ground. And I know God is gonna answer your request. Put what you believe in God for in the box. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray before we leave. We're gonna pray before we leave.